Season, I was a champion, so it feels real good, and I've been in good spirits and haven't had very much bad luck so far, and just hope good luck continues and I keep doing as well as I have been.
Now, here's how they'll line up for round one. Taurus and Gravedigger start things off. Then it's Barefoot versus Bigfoot, and Equalizer takes on the Carolina Crusher. Joe Lowe is standing by to call first round action. Take it away, Joe.
Thank you, Ken. The crowd is on their feet in Worcester, Massachusetts, and we're about to start round number one of this Monster Truck Challenge. To the floor, the defending world champion. This is Jackie Willman out of Granite City, Illinois. He'll be piloting the incredible monster truck, Taurus. Going against him out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, driving Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger. This is Lyle Hancock. We'll have the story of Dennis Anderson in just a moment. The crowd is ready. The trucks are ready for round number one. And the defending champ picks up the win. There you go. Jackie Willman, Taurus. Check this out. He stays low. He stretches out while Digger goes high. Comes across that finish line a full half truck length ahead of Digger. The win to Taurus. This is a Chevy Ford matchup. The battle of the foots, if you will. First up, the veteran Fred Schaefer and Barefoot out of Pontoon Beach, Illinois. Freddie knows his way around this track. He knows his way around monster truck racing, but he's got to go against the big crew out of St. Louis, Missouri, Bob Chandler's Bigfoot truck driven by Dan Runte. They go, they launch, and again, the wind goes to the near lane, and Fred Schaefer's Barefoot truck, you can see it there. Bigfoot a full 5 feet up in the air more than Barefoot. Barefoot across and picks up the win. Fred Schaefer goes against Taurus in round number two. Coming up, our third and final matchup of our first round competition, and this young man out of Springfield, Tennessee, David Morris, up in the cockpit of the Equalizer. David has had a great season thus far, but so has this guy. Gary Porter out of Wadesboro, North Carolina, and his Carolina Crusher monster truck. Brand new, built for speed. It's going to be Equalizer and Crusher. Let's check it out. Whoa! In a photo finish, the U.S. Hot Rod Association has said that Crusher was the winner. Let's check it. A nice straight run for Crusher, and look, in the near lane, again, he stays low. He stretches out and goes across the finish line. There you can see the win goes to Carolina Crusher.
Looks like another big day for Taurus as he buries the Gravedigger in round one. And, of course, Barefoot and the Carolina Crusher will be back. And Equalizer was the fastest loser in round number one. Now, Gravedigger was the slowest truck of all, and it's been a real slow season for this team from Kill Devil Hills. Of course, everywhere we go, everybody wants to know what happened to Dennis Anderson. We'll talk about that when we come back. I'm Ken Brew. Now, before we go back to the action at the Centrum in Worcester, let's address a question we have been asked 1,000 times. Where's Dennis? And Dennis, of course, is Dennis Anderson, one of the most popular drivers in American racing. He's back in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, nursing a broken knee. Folks, you know that's got to hurt. That's where our crew from ESPN caught up with him.
It's been quite some time now, but it was Gary Porter and I. We were racing with Chicago style around and around, and I came back for the finish, and I got a little tangled up on my end of the track, and I just went up and kissed that wall really hard. And I tell you, I really wasn't braced for that impact. When I first cracked my knee, it was like it was no big deal. I cracked my knee. It's going to heal up. Everything's going to be fine. Well, it ended up being a lot serious, than I thought it was going to be. So. I'm listening to the doctors a lot more. When I first stepped in that doctor's office, I was like, it was in one ear and out the other. Get me a cast on here. I'm going to the shop. We're going to do things. And I tell you, I've really backed up about 3 steps. And I'm listening to these guys because it's really a sad feeling. I hate for people to watch me like come up the steps or walk across the parking lot, or I just feel like I'm I don't know. It's like it really hurts. I was going to physical therapy for 3 days a week, and we had some dead muscles in my legs, so we had to tighten up on the physical therapy. So I've been going every day of the week for 2.5 hours a day.
Okay, this is functional electric stimulation. This is a machine that's going to help Dennis to contract the quadricep muscle, which is on the front of his leg. He's having a hard time contracting it after this knee injury. So this is going to help him do it. And you'll be able to see the muscle jumping. So you can see it starting to twitch already. We're going to get a good contraction. Hey, that looks good. Is that it? Okay. Now, when the machine shuts off, you'll be able to see that muscle stop. There we go. And he'll be on this for about 15 minutes. Another part of his therapy is going to be doing stretches. He's going to get on a bicycle where he can use his arms to help stretch his knee.
It was pretty depressing. You know, I felt like, you know, once I went in there to do these little simple exercises, I never really tried them at home. And which I didn't really, you know, once I had my cast off, I had to wait a couple of weeks after I got the cast off to loosen the leg up before I started physical therapy. But it was really depressing, you know. I mean, I felt like laying there and crying if nobody wouldn't have been watching. But because it was just such a simple thing that I couldn't even do. And it wasn't that it was painful. It was just that I didn't have a signal to some of the main muscles in my legs. So I couldn't even tell it what to do, you know. And it's just, I just felt helpless, and it was scary because I'll tell you, if I had to drag this leg around like I'm doing now for the rest of my life, I'd be an unhappy puppy. You can believe that.
Why don't you try and see if we can bring him a little bit further than last time?
Just be easy.
I'm going slow. This looks good. Looks real good. Okay, tell me when. Get a little tight right there.
Yeah.
Okay, keep breathing. Hold it right there. Now keep your hips down. That's it. Good. Well, that looks good, Dennis.
All right.
Okay.
Man. I say it's kind of getting old, but I know I've got to do it. It'd be like taking dancing lessons or something, you know, and Mom's got to stick her head out. All right, come on, you got to go to dancing lessons. You know, it's getting to be on that track now, but I know that I've got to stick with it because the physical therapy has really helped me a lot. You know, I can bend my leg. I'm starting to get some strength back in it and some movement in it.
Hi, Dennis. Get well soon. Yeah. Bye.
I'm sure you join all of us here on Monster Truck Challenge in wishing Dennis a full and complete recovery. And Dennis is going to be with us from week to week to offer his thoughts on the sport of monster truck racing. Okay, we're about to go back to the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. Now, you remember when we left, the hot truck was Jackie Willman's Taurus. We'll see if he's the truck to beat. This is Monster Truck Challenge.
Barefoot, Jackie Willman, the defending world champion, going up against the 1990 world champion, Fred Schaefer, and Barefoot. Wow. Now, U.S. Hot Rod Association officials have said this race is just too close to call. They say they're going to have to run it once again after the next matchup with Equalizer and Carolina Crusher. Checking it out, they are side by side, toe to toe as they go across this finish line, hub to hub, and it's a tie. What can I tell you? We'll have to run it again. Here is what cost Taurus that win. As Jackie Willman comes off the line, he goes sideways, comes off the car squirrely, has to back up, cost him a lot of time. He'll face Barefoot again. But Gary Porter says that David Morris is even lucky to be here.
He was lucky in coming back as a fast loser, so I think I can take care of him again and go to the finals.
I got Lady Luck there on my side. I got to come back as a fast loser, so I'm going to have to try to run harder this next go-around to win out of that bad lane over there.
The track is working really good. The right lane over there, the truck is really hooking good. It's pulling the front wheels off the line every time, and you know it's not getting a whole lot of air off of the cars, and the lane is working good. The truck's working it fine.
So the drivers agree the near lane is the place to be here at the Centrum, and David Morris in the Equalizer is going to have to do some fancy driving to win this rematch against the Carolina Crusher. He gets one more shot against Gary Porter. He wants to make it a good one. And look at this. The lane did not mean a thing to David Morris. He is breaking the chain. He is going to the finals. The win goes to the Equalizer. Let's look at it again. You can see here reaction time is everything as David Morris catches Gary Porter sleeping just a bit. Gary not looking very good there. He looks a little bit out of shape. And the win goes to Equalizer with a fantastic reaction time. He's up. He's over the cars. And he's driven his way to the finals here at the Centrum. But the question remains, who is he going to go against? Is it going to be Barefoot or Taurus? They have a rematch for the second time in the second round. Here's Fred Schaefer, a veteran of the sport, in the Barefoot monster truck out of Pontoon Beach, Illinois. But he goes against the 1991 world champion Jackie Willman and Taurus. They tied once. They're not going to tie in the second time here at the Centrum. Fred Schaefer has got to know the lane he is in right now is the one that's launching everybody sky high and has cost a lot of people wins so far this afternoon. Meanwhile, Jackie Willman is taking his time as he stages. You know, when he launched last time, he went sideways, went squirrely, and that cost him a win. He doesn't want to repeat the same mistake since he does have a chance to rectify it. And he knows that Fred Schaefer, a veteran of the sport, does not make many mistakes. So you have the 1990 world champion Barefoot going against the reigning 1991 world champion Taurus. And the win goes to Taurus. I'll grant you, it's not a very pretty win, but a win all the same. Now, we've isolated Taurus in the ISOCAM. I want you to take a look at this and see the same thing that happened to him the first time he tried this. He goes sideways, has a little bit of problem on the start. Check this out. It's almost as if he had his wheels turned. He goes sideways, but again, a good hole shot. Was able to hold on and defeat Barefoot. Let's take a look at this one more time. This was not pretty, but when you get this kind of reaction on the start, and you can jump out ahead like you see right here, you can afford to make some maneuvering mistakes. And there's no doubt about it, the win goes to Taurus, and he faces Equalizer in the final. Fred Schaefer, what happened on that run?
Second run, I shifted second gear a little bit too early. Bogged the motor.
Twice last year, me and Barefoot tied, and he come out the winner, but this time it was me.
Oh, what a second round. I mean, does that finally prove once and for all that Equalizer is one of the hottest trucks on the circuit and that David Morris is one of the finest drivers in monster truck racing? All right, Fred Schaefer's got to put Barefoot back on the trailer, and of course Gary Porter's got to pack up and go home. But stay with us, because coming up next, we're going to take a look at the championship race between David Morris and Jack.
I'm ready to find out which one's going to the winner's circle this afternoon. This young man out of Springfield, Tennessee, David Morris, and the Equalizer, who's been just doing a super job of late, or the defending world champion, Jackie Willman, and the Taurus monster truck. There's Taurus, there's the Equalizer, and we're ready for the final. Talk about close action. This monster truck challenge has had it, and the U.S. Hot Rod Association says the win goes to the Equalizer. Yes, David Morris in the Equalizer has played the part of the comeback kid here at the Centrum. Let's look at it again. The reaction time on David Morris has been incredible as he gets a great hole shot, sails through the air, and sails on to victory. David Morris and the Equalizer picking up the win. The crowd just on their feet. And let's get a shot of the Equalizer as David Morris comes around and shows us that championship winning driving style. Off the line, he hits the ramp, he's in the air, and into the winner's circle for the boy from Tennessee, David Morris, the comeback kid, and the Equalizer gets the win here at the Centrum. This is just incredible. The crowd loves it, and this is what our Monster Truck Challenge is all about. David, take your bows, buddy. The crowd loves to see this as David comes down to talk to our Monster Truck Challenge microphone.
How, dude? So, what was the trick there? Just giving everything she had till the end. That was the trick.